Welcome back to the channel, hockey fans. Today, let's remember the stellar career of Montreal Canadiens great and 11-time Stanley Cup winner, Henri Richard. Henri Richard played center with the Montreal Canadiens in the National Hockey League from 1955 to 1975. He was nicknamed Pocket Rocket after his older brother, Canadiens legend and fellow Hockey Hall of Famer Maurice "Rocket" Richard. Henri played his entire professional career with the Canadiens and won the Stanley Cup 11 times as a player, the most in NHL history. Richard and Bill Russell of the National Basketball Association are tied for the most championships won by an athlete in a North American sports league. In 2017, Richard was named one of the 100 greatest NHL players in history. At age 15, Henri joined the junior Montreal Canadiens and led the Quebec Junior Hockey League in scoring for 2 consecutive seasons before being promoted to the NHL. Henri was often compared to his older brother Maurice. While in junior hockey, he was named the Pocket Rocket because he was more diminutive than his older brother. Although the Richard brothers were skilled players, they played in opposing styles. Maurice would power his way to the net, while Henri was more of a cerebral player, outsmarting opponents. Maurice shot left, Henri shot right. Maurice was a prodigious goal scorer, the first to score 50 goals in 50 games. He led the league in goals on 5 occasions. Henri led the league in assists twice, in 1957-58 and 1962-63. Maurice was strong, Henri was fast. However, they had one thing in common. Both were willing to be physical on the ice. The Canadiens won the Stanley Cup in each of Henri Richard's first 5 seasons, the longest championship streak in NHL history. Henri Richard was recognized as a star in his own right. In 1957-58, he was named to the first All-Star team, and in 1959, he was named to the second All-Star team. He was also named to the second All-Star team in 1961 and 1963. He scored the Stanley Cup clinching goal at the 2:20 mark of the first overtime of Game 6 in the 1966 Stanley Cup Finals against the Detroit Red Wings, when a pass bounced off Henri Richard's body into the net while Detroit's goalie Roger Crozier was still sprawled out on the ice. The 1971 Stanley Cup Finals were a particularly controversial moment for Richard. On May 13, 1971, head coach Al McNeil benched him in Game 5. After the game, in front of reporters in the Canadiens' dressing room, Richard called McNeil the worst coach I have ever played for. He is incompetent. His comments resulted in McNeil getting death threats and requiring police protection for him and his family during the rest of the series. Richard went on to score the game-tying and Stanley Cup winning goals in Game 7 against the Chicago Blackhawks. Despite winning the Stanley Cup, McNeil had little choice but to resign as the Canadiens coach on June 10, 1971, and be replaced by Scotty Bowman. Jean Beliveau retired on June 9, 1971, the day before McNeil's resignation. With the captaincy now vacant, Richard was elected as team captain in mid-September 1971. McNeil and Richard would make amends later in 1974. Henri Richard served as captain of the Canadiens from 1971 until his retirement on July 14, 1975. He was the 9th player to reach 1,000 career points with 358 goals and 688 assists in 1,256 games. His 1,256 regular season games played in a Canadiens uniform are a franchise record. Henri won the Stanley Cup 11 times as a player, the most in NHL history. Not liking the spotlight, Richard reluctantly consented to a tribute night in his honor, hosted by the Canadiens organization, before a game at the Montreal Forum on January 26, 1974, against the Chicago Blackhawks. However, he insisted that the over $111,000 in donations collected for the event be contributed towards the construction of a gymnasium for St. Arsenic Orphanage. Only one other athlete in North American professional sports has won 11 championships in his respective league, Bill Russell of the NBA's Boston Celtics. Henri also scored 2 Stanley Cup winning goals, one of 5 players to have done so. A few months after he announced his retirement, the Canadiens retired his jersey, number 16, at a pre-game ceremony on December 10, 1975. The team also honored the person who wore it before him, his former Junior A coach, Elmer Lack. He was elected to the Hockey Hall of Fame in 1979. In 1998, he was ranked 29th on the Hockey News list of the 100 greatest hockey players. He later served as an ambassador for the Canadiens organization. In 2017, as part of the NHL Centennial celebrations, The league compiled a list of the 100 greatest players during the past century, with Richard on it. In 2015, it was announced that Richard had been diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. He died on March 6, 2020, at the age of 84, due to complications of the disease in Laval, Quebec. Richard's son Dennis revealed that he had been posthumously diagnosed with stage 3 chronic traumatic encephalopathy. I had the pleasure of meeting Henri Richard at an old-timers game in Regina, Saskatchewan on February 17, 1991. His brother Maurice was refereeing the game. They were both very polite and cordial. Hey hockey fans, if you like this content, please hit that subscribe button. You can also follow my blog at https://tedtalkshockey.com, and remember to keep your stick on the ice. Thanks for watching.